And good evening, and welcome to the Shadow Gallery. I am your host, James Donnelly, and I'm here to share something very special with you. Those of you who are fans of the Shadow Gallery, I want to share with you this. This is the Last of the Greats trade paperback. Joshua Hale Fialkoff, Brent Peoples. First 5 issues of the series with all of the greatness that is in them and all of the variant covers, so on and so forth. Now, I don't know, it was about a month ago that I announced a contest in which basically what I was going to do was that those of you who could basically gain me the most additional subscribers to this site, to this page, to my page, and tell them that, and tell the new people to tell them that they sent them, you would receive a copy of The Last of the Greats trade. Well, tonight I'm here to announce the winner. And the winner is nobody. I know that I said this was going to go until next week, but it's not happening because nobody new really subscribed. So that is why it's with, well, something of a heavy heart that I'm here tonight to essentially, I don't know if this is, this may be a cry for help, or it may be just me being overly dramatic, but it's something I've been thinking about for the last couple weeks or so. And that tonight, this video that you're seeing right here is probably the final episode of the Shadow Gallery. A long time ago, and in more than a few of my videos, I've said to you, as I've been saying to myself, you know what? Doesn't really matter how long or how many people view my videos, just as long as there is something of an audience out there. Well, I gotta tell you something. When my videos that are so in-depth and so, you know, I like to think decently thought out, when they're gaining, well, I shouldn't say gaining, when they're getting maybe 20 views, and I'm doing this for usually at minimum of an hour per week, that's a lot of work to put into this. And if I sound a little bit pissy, you'll have to forgive me, because I am a little bit pissy. I'm more than a little bit pissy. I'm a lot pissy, as a matter of fact. I come here week after week, and, you know, I pour my fucking guts into thinking about what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to say, and whether or not it has any resonance for people who are fans of comics. And maybe it's just the inundation of kind of the geek culture, that there's so many of these comic vlogs out there, and, you know, I think it's just gotten to a point where either people just don't care, really, or that there's too much out there, that there's an oversaturation of this type of thing, that I'm just not getting, I'm not getting any support. I'm not really getting any feedback. There's one guy out there, you know who you are, Migs. You're the only guy that gives me any feedback anymore. There's no comments on any of my videos for the past couple of weeks, really. Maybe 1, 2. The viewership is very low. I mean, it really is, you know, I buy my comics. And I'm going to keep doing that. It's not really a budgetary issue. It's more of a time budget issue. Is that I just don't know if I have the time to keep doing this anymore when there's nobody watching. I mean, it's okay if I'm just doing a diary of, okay, well, this is what I read this week, and I can look back at it and say, oh, well, okay, yeah, that's what I read that week. But I don't watch my own videos. You know, I leave that to you, to the audience. And there's probably, again, about another 10 or 15 people that are going to watch this. And they're probably going to say to themselves, well, it was a good run, and more power to you. And, you know, sorry you won't be here anymore, but, you know, there's always somebody else I can watch. That's the sense that I'm getting. That's the feeling that I'm getting. I'm not... Those of you who do watch regularly, I'm not angry with you. I'm really not. However, I guess I would have liked a little bit more feedback. You know, just, okay, here's a comment, I like what you thought, I didn't like what you thought, I didn't agree with you, I do agree with you, whatever. I've always meant this to be interactive, and it started out as, you know, like I said, it started for me, it was intended essentially to be therapeutic. My mother was dying, she was going to die soon. I said to myself, well, you know, here's my videos, and, you know, here's what I read this week. Here are my picks of the week. You know, I judge them carefully, I decide carefully, I think about it. You know, I read and reread, and then I come out here and I give it to you people. And, you know, like I said, to the people who subscribe, to the people who are fans, thank you, really. But at the same time, I wish that there was just a bigger audience for this. I mean, because I see, you know, the other people that I follow on this, and, you know, see their videos get, you know, 60, 70, 80 hits for just, you know, a barely 10-minute video. So it's just gotten to a point where I'm investing a lot of time for no return. I know it's selfish. I'm just gonna say it. It's selfish of me to say to you that I expect more of you. No, you should be expecting more of me. Maybe these things aren't as well thought. Maybe I'm just fooling myself in a sense that I do really have something important or whatever to say. Maybe it's all just bullshit. I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's just, like I said, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I'm really having a hard time discerning whether or not it's worth it. This is not one of those, let me be perfectly clear, this is not one of those videos where I want you to post and say, oh no, please don't stop, or whatever. You know, I really like watching your videos, and they're really whatever. I don't want that. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to tell you this is how I feel. I think I even said before, it's a little bit therapeutic in the sense that I'm even doing this video. But, you know, I put up, you know, doing this every week for, you know, about a year and 3 months now. And for the past couple weeks, it's began to feel more like work than it's felt like, okay, I'm having fun. Because there was more interaction between me and you. I said what I thought, you wrote back with what you thought. You helped clear up some facts for me. You gave me your opinion. I agree. I don't agree. Why are you reading this? Why aren't you reading that? So, really, it's just... I guess it's just been kind of depressing. In the sense that nobody's really watching. So, I mean, in a way, it's, now, for instance, I'll do, I don't want my biggest videos out there to be, okay, here, when Dwayne McDuffie passed away, or when Gene Colan passed away, and those become really big, or my ridiculous attempt at reviewing the first episode of Game of Thrones, which everybody hated. It's just, there's more. It used to seem like there were so many more people that were watching, and now it just feels like there's nobody watching. And I think if you go back and you look at those videos, you'll see, hey, I'm not watching. There were more people watching. I had more views, and I don't know if people just got sick of the time frame. Maybe they are too long. Maybe they need to be more concise. Maybe I should just do a 10 or 15-minute video on what I read during the week. Maybe I should just do single reviews of a single issue. But I've never wanted to do it that way. I wanted to do it in a way that feels right. Basically, this is the length of your ordinary podcast. They usually run about an hour. And, it's just... I don't want it to feel like work. So that's, when I was writing for PopSyndicate.com and I was reviewing comics for them, that was really fun for a while, and then it started feeling like work. And when it started feeling like work rather than fun, because I was just doing it, I was doing it for free, I wasn't getting paid for it or anything, I stopped doing it, because once you kind of lose your passion for actually doing it, then it's time to stop. And I think I have to move in a new direction. So, whether or not this is the final episode of the Shadow Gallery, I honestly don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It really depends. If I really get like I'm missing doing this, because I miss the fun of doing it, then I'll go back to doing it. If I feel like, it's probably maybe I'm a little bit better off or whatever, and I'll just give my, thoughts on Twitter, then that might be fine too. Like I said, I don't know yet. I'm trying to still figure it out. So, I guess do with that what you will. Right now, I'm still working on my year-end wrap-up for movies of 2011, so that's going to be on my Tumblr account. So, like I said, do with this what you will, and maybe we'll see you again. But if not, for the most part, it's been really fun. And if so, if I do end up coming back, then we'll see you next time. So this is James Donnelly for the Shadow Gallery, signing off. Take care.